All right, here we go. 30-day design your life challenge. Day 29. Hey, you're done pretty much, right? You're almost done, right? So you've seen the value in this thing. Hopefully, it's helped you to make some significant changes, some slight adjustments that are significantly, right, effective, significantly impactful, right? Making sure you're looking at that power statement in the morning when you wake up. First 20 minutes of your day can change your life, right? How you view things, right? The only thing more important than the way life is the way you think life is, right? That's the only thing that really matters because everybody's seeing things differently. So, what we're trying to do is give folks a stronger picture of themselves and a clearer picture of the power that we have as individuals, right? That's the purpose, the entire purpose of all this. Once again, it's brought to you by Carter Hughes Knowledge Institute.com, www.carterhughesknowledgeinstitute.com. You can go get your free power statement, your free goals trackers. There's tools on there. There's links to Earl Nightingale as well, The Strangest Secret. That's something that I listen to a lot, right? There's a link to Les Brown as well. And oh, Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn has this 2 hour seminar that he does. And it's like the whole game of life, and he gives you the entire game. It's incredible. So there's a link to the website on there as well. That'll be in the 3-5 Life section of the website. Just go in there, check that out. Uh, this is all the people that I learned from pretty much. Where I got all this information from was from four main sources. Zig Ziglar was the first one, then Les Brown, then Jim Rohn, then Tony Robbins. Those are the top four for me. Day 29, the courage to continue. All right, you're gonna have to have courage to get started. But most importantly, hey, you're going to have courage to continue, right? I'm sure we all can relate to you get started on that idea, man, I really want to do this thing. You start working on it, this is going to work out great, right? And then you get to it, you start getting in there, and trouble comes. That's the deciding factor, right? Everyone who has a business has gone through that process. Some continue on and fight through it and continue with the business. Some give up and say, hey, this wasn't meant for me. The only thing more important than the way life is the way you think life is, right? It's all in how you see it. So we're suggesting that we take that approach of yes, the difficulties are coming, and with every difficulty that I overcome, I'm going to get wiser, I'm going to get stronger, I'm going to get smarter, I'm going to get better. That's the approach, right, that we should have to things as human beings. We're creative enough to overcome any difficulty. We are creative enough to solve any problem. Right? Just look around at all these things that have been created by your fellow humans, right? We are a creative organism. So we're just really asking that we tap into that, right? Tap into that creativity, the courage to continue, the discipline to steadily walk toward the destination. Mm. When you decide on a destination, immediately the distractions are going to come. The discouragement is going to come, the betrayal, the disruption, right? Disruption follows intention, which is why after disruption, in the midst of that, you're going to need inspiration, right? That's with a lot of the messages that Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar. I know for me, because on my journey, things were, difficult. There's a lot of ridiculousness happening. But what kept me walking that straight path was those messages, listening to them over and over and over, right? Every day, listening to these messages in the midst of, some unfortunate things, right? Listening to these messages to keep me grounded, right? That things are going to improve because I'm going to improve. And that's pretty much what happened, right? It's like the bamboo tree, right? The Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree grows 80 feet in 80 days, right? Shoots up in the air quickly, 80 days. But you first have to water it twice a day, every day for 5 years. If you miss a day, you have to start over. Has to be every day, twice a day for 5 years, right? That's the Chinese bamboo tree. Think about that, right? 5 days working on something and seeing no result. Right? After year one, well, people are gonna be laughing at you. What are you doing? Doesn't even make sense. You think this is gonna grow? Well, what are you doing? Right? After 1 year, people are gonna be laughing at you. Right? Imagine what they say if you told them you had 4 years left. Right? So we got to keep that in mind. It's like the Chinese bamboo tree. Right? But when you get to that 5th year, the next day, it breaks ground, and then it grows 1 foot every day for 80 days. And that's very similar to success. There are no overnight successes. That's not a thing, right? It may be overnight to us, but that person has been working for years before they got into that position, right? And that's what it's about: being willing to work, being willing to believe what you believe all by yourself. If you need other people to validate what you believe, it's going to be a bumpy ride for you, because that depends on the virtue of the people you're around. And unfortunately, more often than not, people are very selfish and self-centered, focused on how you can serve them as opposed to what's best for the whole. So that's a dangerous road to drive down, right? So we're suggesting that you get clear within yourself, right, on what you believe and where you're going, and being willing to pay the price, right? There's a price to pay. If you want to be a doctor, you have to pay the price of years of schooling, right? That's the price to pay. This thing is already set up. Once again, we're not asking that you like it, but we are suggesting that you get an understanding of what's about to happen, right? Because life is like the seasons. All these things are coming, including the opportunities, right? And we only have so many springs and so many winters, right? So let's take advantage of these opportunities when they come. Let's have the courage to seize these opportunities, right? That's kind of the purpose of all this. Remember the Chinese bamboo tree. 5 years of watering with no result, no instant gratification. That's not how the good stuff works. You have to put in the work first, right? And then years into it, you'll begin to see some progress, right? That's just. I think life just wants to make sure you're serious about it. But if you are serious, you will be rewarded. Seriously, right? So it's really about how serious are you? Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to expand your perspective, right? Are you willing to try? Are you willing to care? Are you willing to stay until you get it right? All right? We talk about mental toughness. Mental toughness is doing what's best for the group, even though it's not necessarily what's best for you. Right? That's mental toughness. Being willing to actually be a part of the team. Right? That willingness. And each of us needs all of us. Right? We can't do any of this alone, so we ask that you learn from as many people as you can. Ask questions of people. Right? You'll bump into some who don't want to give you the answer. That's fine. That gets you closer to the ones who do want to give you the answer. Right? So let's just keep asking. There's millions of us out here who do want to give you the answer, who are willing to give you the answer, no problem. Right? But it's all about seeking. Seek and ye shall find. Right? Take one step to me, I'll take one step towards you. Right? But if you don't move, I don't move. So it's really about having that energy to seek. Right? And other people will be critical in how we learn, how we're affected, and how we can move forward. Right? Teamwork. It's like the company had the 20 employees. They did the balloon exercise, right, to teach them about teamwork. Balloon exercise. Got 20 balloons. They wrote every employee's name on the balloon, right? Each employee had their own balloon with a name on it. They put all the balloons in the room. All 20 employees, they sent them in and said, you got 1 minute to go in there, find your balloon, and come back out, right? They send them all in. Go. Boom. They all go into the room, right? 20 balloons floating around, 20 people. Chaos, right? A minute goes by, they blow the timer, they come out, nobody has found their balloon, right? So they say, okay, we're going back in. 1 minute again, this time. I want you to go in there, and when you see a balloon, read the name on it, and then give it to the person whose balloon it is, right? Okay, they go back in, boom. 45 seconds, they come out. Everybody has found their balloon, right? And the message in that is, two heads are better than one. Teamwork is just more efficient. right? So that's important that we're able to identify individuals who can help us, right? Seek out individuals who can help us, and then be willing to listen, right? Even if I don't understand it, that's how it's supposed to be because they're at a level that I'm not at. So obviously I don't understand it. If I did understand it, then I'd be at that level with them, right? But that's what understanding is, being willing to accept that I know very little. This place has been around, what, thousands of years? The oldest person is, what, 100 years old? So, I mean, they know very little. And that's okay. We can be willing to continue to learn, right? Continue to have grace with people. They're trying to figure this thing out just like we all are, right? There is no box that we're operating in. It's not a thing. We're all out here designing and living in a way that we've decided is the way we want to live, right? So I would ask yourself, whose narrative are you buying into about life? Who's got you living the way you're living? Who's got you thinking the way you're thinking? And is that okay? That's always the question, right? Your life matters. It matters enough for you to do some inventory to make sure that I'm listening to the right things, I'm watching the right things, and I'm around the right people. Your life matters enough for you to do that inventory, all right? So let's keep that in mind. Hey, in order to continue, we're going to need courage. We're going to need discipline, right? Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Write the goals down, yes, but then are you disciplined enough to walk toward them? Are you faithful enough to walk toward those goals, right? Be not afraid, only believe. Be careful for nothing, right? Make your request known. Have the courage to walk toward your destination, all right? Let's have the courage to continue. The path will get difficult, but will get better. So handling difficult problems gets easier. Huh? And so once you get, once you start sharpening that axe, it gets a little easier to cut through trees. So day 29, the courage to continue. All right, let's continue to explore the most fascinating thing about your life. You. All right, let's have an incredible day. Why not? Huh?